Let us start today with constant function, mutable keyword, and explicit keyword in C++. Okay, so one by one we'll see what is significance of this keyword and how to use it. So first of all, constant member functions in C++ we need to understand so that we'll be able to understand what are the mutable variables or mutable keyword. So a function becomes constant when the constant keyword is used in the function declaration. Okay, so we are aware about we can declare a variable as a constant. Similarly, we can declare a function as a constant. So the idea of constant function is not to allow them to modify the object on which they are called. So in C++, what we do, we modify uh, the object is calling the function. Okay, so if I have a function fun 1 or fun1 is the name of the function and object a1 is calling it, that means a1 dot fun1. So if this a1 is calling this a particular function and I am declaring that function as a constant, then that function will not be able to modify the content of that object. That means the variables which are inside that object. This is what a significance of constant keyword if we are attaching it with the function. So it is recommended that uh, we should use many functions as constant functions because it will avoid the accidental damages or accidental changes to the objects. Okay, so what are the accidental changes or damages in the database or in variable are if we want to maintain a database of students, suppose, and I want that the display function should just display only, it should not modify anything. So if by mistake accidentally if some changes are made in that function which is a display function, it can cause problem to my database. So to avoid that, I can make that display function as a constant and then I can go ahead for calling that function. So that function will not be able to modify the contents. And if by any chance the programmer is trying to modify it, the compiler will give error that you cannot modify this data because this is a constant function. So this is what significance of constant keyword is. Let us see how to write it in a simple program. Now this is a simple program just to demonstrate how to write a constant keyword. So I have a test class over here and this class is having only single variable, that is value, and this line number 15 it is having a constructor test which is assigning a value to a variable value. So it is having a default parameter b equal to 0. So if this constructor is called with some value, that value will be assigned to variable value, otherwise it will assign 0 to it. Okay, now the important thing is this function line number 19, its return type is integer and the name is get value. It is not having any parameter to it and I am writing constant at the end. So this is a syntax how we can declare a function as a constant member function. Okay, now if this function has this kind of constant return along with it, then if I'm trying to modify value over here inside the function, the compiler will give me error like you cannot modify value within the constant function, because in main function you can see here I'm declaring the object of test class, that is t, and assigning value 20 to it. 20 value will be assigned to a variable value. Now when I'm calling this t dot get value, which is the object which is passed along with this get value, is t. So the value which I am displaying is of that object, that is 20. That object contains a variable value and that value is displayed on the screen. Okay, so I'll not be able to modify this value inside a function, this function, because it is a constant. Now normally whenever we declare constant variables, we start with the constant keyword and then data type and then the name of the variable and a semicolon. But when we go for a constant member function, this is the syntax line number 19. Now you can see here the output of the program is 20 because it is just displaying the value. It is returning the value, get value, returning the value to the cout, and cout is just displaying the 20. So this is what a constant keyword is. Now it is very much important that you should know what is a constant keyword for the variables as well as member functions. Then only you will be able to relate that to the mutable keyword. So that is why I have taken the constant explanation first. Now let us start with mutable. So sometimes there is a uh, requirement in the coding to modify one or more data members of the class through constant function, even though you don't want the function to update other members of the class. Now we have seen that what is a use of constant function. Okay, in the previous example. So what we do by that, we make we restrict modification of the variables inside that function. But sometimes it may happen that if we are having a big project such as a hotel management, student management, in that case we have lot of variables in it, say 7 to 8 variables, but we want to modify a one single or a two variables within it. In that case what we should do, so this can be achieved by using keyword mutable. That is the reason why mutable keyword is introduced. So take one example. Suppose you go to the hotel. Let us take example of order in a hotel, and you give the order to waiter to bring some food dish. Okay, so I'm at hotel. I'm ordering some dish. After giving order, you suddenly decide to change the order. So firstly, if I ordered pizza and after 5 minutes I feel that no, I don't want pizza, I want burger now. This is the customer is changing the decision now. Now assume that the hotel provides facility to change the order food and again take the order of new food within first 10 minutes only. Okay, so if you are changing order within first 10 minutes, it is allowed in the hotel. Okay, so after 10 minutes order can't be changed. So we are here considering a database or a program which is maintaining the hotel orders. Okay, so let us see this example and we'll check how this mutable keyword is used. Now, as you can see, this is a sample code which demonstrates the example of managing the order in hotel. Okay, so the first here class declaring I'm declaring a class. The name of the class is customer. Now customer has information such as name, then place order, that means the order actually that customer places. This is a table number and this is a bill. So these are the four variables I have in customer class. Again, in public section, I have a constructor which is assigning different values to the variables, these variables. Then I have three constant functions over here. You can see constant keyword here. This is second and this is third. Now the first constant function is change placed order. Now if the customer want to change order within first 10 minutes, then it is allowed and it can be achieved by this function called as change placed order. Now the second function I have is change bill. As order is changed, bill will also change. So it is needed. So this is a function which is changing the bill. This is also a constant. It has a parameter s, that means a new bill value which is sent along with the call of this function. And the last function, which is a constant function, is a display function in which we are just displaying the information of the customer. Okay, now let us see what is happening in the main function. Now here the class customer ends, and we start with the main function. Now firstly I'm declaring a constant object, okay, of type customer C1. So name of the object is C1. Here I have this object C1 which is a constant object. Okay, and then I have a name of the customer given here. The name of the order is ice cream. This 3 is a table number and 100 rupees is a bill. Okay, this is what initially order given. Now then I'm calling a display. Now what is effect of calling this display? It will display the name of the customer, it will display the food ordered by the customer, it will display table number, and it will display amount. Okay, this is done. But after 5 minutes the customer changed the order, and that change order is, instead of ice cream, now customer ordered gulab jamuns. Now you can see here I'm calling c1 dot change place order. Now inside this function at this line number 28, I'm modifying place order. I'm changing that order from ice cream to gulab jamun. Now even if this is a constant function, I'm changing the variable contains. How it is possible? Because this place order variable, you can see here line number 15, this arrow, Okay, this place order variable is declared as mutable. Okay, that's why I'm able to change this order inside a constant function. Now let us see, in change bill also again I'm changing the bill, but as this is a change bill function is a constant function, then how I can change this? Because I'm declaring this as a mutable. So line number 15 and 17 is an important line over here because we are declaring those variables as a mutable variable. So writing mutable is allowing us to change that variable contents even if we have written those variables or written those contents inside the constant member functions. So even if constant keyword is attached, we can change it using mutable keyword. This is what the difference is. Now, once this change is done, I'm also changing the bill. So here this is a change which is done because this bill variable is also mutable. Okay, that means it is we can change it. Now after that I'm again calling display. So this display will change now and it will display the change order. So see this, instead of ice cream, second time the order is changed as gulab jamun, and instead of 100 rupees, now the customer need to pay 150 rupees. So this is the best example which describes how this mutable keyword is allowing us to change the values of the variable even though they are declared as a constant. Okay, so I hope this will clear the idea about mutable keyword. Now let us go ahead and see what explicit keyword is. Okay, so first we should understand what is meaning of implicit call and what is meaning of explicit call. So when we are saying implicit call, it is a automated typecasting done. So implicit call means compiler automatically doing the typecasting, converting it to the required format. And when it is explicit, then automated typecasting is not done by compiler. So compiler is not allowed to do anything automatically if it is explicit. This is the meaning of implicit call and explicit call. Okay, so let us see one example to understand this, what explicit means. So here we have a class sample over here. In that I have a single variable var. In public section I have a constructor over here to assign the value and a simple print function which is just displaying value of var is this. Okay, here the class ends. After that I'm writing one function called as fun, which is taking parameter as a object of this sample class, and inside that function I am calling a function print. Okay, this is just to demonstrate you how this explicit keyword affect the calling of the functions. Now let us go ahead in the main function. This is the first object s1, this is second object s2. Now you can see here s1 into bracket 100, this is a standard type of statement or say declaration of the object, in which this s1 constructor is called. This 100 value will get copied to this v in constructor, and this 100 value get copied to variable var. This is what the correct way of constructor call. Now next is sample s2 equal to 80. Is it a valid statement? It is not a valid statement, but still it will work. Your compiler is not going to give you error. What compiler does is compiler automatically assign this value 80 to the variable var and it will work. Okay, so that's why here it is written not a valid assignment, but still it will work. Now see, let us see how it works. Now I am calling function s1, so it is displaying this, the first line in the output. Now let us see one more type which is not a valid statement. I am calling a function fun with value 200. So 200 is an integer number, but the expected argument is object, and that object is nothing but object of sample class, that is s. But still, even if this is not a valid assignment, the compiler is not going to give any error, and compiler will assign this value 200 to the variable var which is inside this object. You can see in the output which is displayed is value of var is 200. So we don't want this to happen. This is happening because of implicit calls. that is automated typecasting. So this is called as automated typecasting here on line number 30 and line number 34. So we don't want that this automated typecasting should happen. Okay, so that is the reason we are going for explicit calls. Now how to do the explicit um, calls, or how to make it happen? So using explicit keyword. So you can see here, this is the explicit keyword I am writing with, along with the name, along with the constructor. Okay, what is name of the class? It is sample, and this is a constructor, and for that constructor I am using keyword explicit. Okay, and everything else is same. You can try the same code in your whatever editor you are using. The same function fun is there, but what is the change? See here, first I am declaring object s1, it is a valid statement, and then I am declaring object s2 equal to 80. Now see, your compiler should will give error over here that this is not a valid assignment. Okay, now third statement, here I am calling a function with the parameter s1. This is a valid call, but when I am calling function with 200, it is not doing an automated typecasting, and it is giving the error. So you can see here line number 30 and 34, both are giving error, and these errors are this. So in this error, the compiler will say that not a say conversion from integer to non-scalar type sample is requested. That means this is not allowed. So he here also could not convert, okay, from 200 to integer to a sample. So there are two different data types which cannot be converted. This is what a use of explicit keyword is. Okay, so I hope you have understood the use of explicit keyword as well as the use of mutable keyword. Okay, so thank you so much.